Hi, Taurus. This is part 2 of your astrology for the month of March. And as I come right in, Spirit is reminding me morals, morals, morals. Ethics and morals. Ethics and morals is what they are saying. Period. And I think that's because we're coming into the second part, which is the 7th through the 12th house. But you have absolutely nothing going on, really, in that 7th and 8th house, which is the relationship zone. It is your marriages, your partnerships, your business contracts, the rules of these relationships, the rules of the relationships, dual interests, joint finances, joint resources, joint efforts into the proper transformation of making that relationship revive and heal and thrive. You got nothing going on here. But I think that's why Spirit is saying from part 1, ethics, morals, ethics, morals, ethics, morals. And if you stick to your ethics and your morals in these relationships, it's going to help you move forward. Because your outer community is definitely where you have a lot going on, but it's actually starting with your 9th house. So this, and then when you get into the community and the outer world, which is going to branch it back to those relationships. But I think that the way that it's being viewed is keep with your ethics and your morals. Learn more about your higher self right now, so that you can self-assertively motivate yourself properly within these relationships. Once we get to the actual community, it'll kind of come back to the relationship zone, is what I'm getting. Because your 9th house, your 9th house is Capricorn. Very grounded energy, very spiritually, possibly set in your ways. And you're finding that your ways are shifting, maturing and growing. Because you still have, you're going to have Mars here. You still have Venus, Mars here, Jupiter here, Saturn here. Saturn's here until the 21st. Pluto and Pallas. You have strategically thinking. This is why they are saying the chattering in your head. Because your higher self has Pallas, the warrior goddess, in it. She strategically thinks her way through everything. Saturn is rules, walls, and boundaries, and learning if they're set properly. Pluto is spirit, learning how to rejuvenate and rebirth your very ethics, your morals, your spiritual truths, your spiritual beliefs, your visions, your higher mind, your intuition, your psychic activity, your truth of your higher self. Jupiter is bringing major abundance to your growth in that spiritual adventure, that spiritual journey, that spiritual growth in general, and helping you to learn more about who and what you really are on a deeper level than, like I've been saying, authenticity. We have an idea of what that is, but we're learning we really knew nothing about it because it's getting so much deeper. And this is making us really strengthen from our core. Okay? You have so much energy going on here, but Pallas is meant to help you strategically, intelligently make that work for you, not against you. And she's Athena, the warrior goddess. If you're beating the shit out of yourself, she will whip your ass. So this is about making sure that you are coming into your power, your spiritual truth, your spiritual beliefs, your education of your spiritual truths, your morals, your higher mind, your higher self, coming closer into all of this. But if you are beating yourself up from that head chatter, then that's going to be going all completely against you. And you're trying to make sure that you're learning lessons here, not self-sabotaging. And as long as you're learning how to come into your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, your awareness of who and what you are on so much of a deeper, soulful level, then it's giving you the power to be you and to actually bloom it and sprout it into the community. But that speaks to you about trusting yourself, knowing yourself, and then bringing that outwardly into development, which then steps into that 10th house of your reputation and your honor and your prestige. It also steps into your financial and social foundations. And this is why they're bringing me back to ethics and morals. Because for you, that's Aquarius. Saturn is about to move in to this area. So if you're learning this lesson right now, Saturn is about to, at the end of the month, after the 21st, start moving into that honor, that reputation, that prestige, social foundations, financial careers, and start showing you where you can actually take yourself. It may not take you until next year, because it's going to go back and do that soulful lesson. It's just moving out for a hot minute before it retrogrades and goes back. But it's starting to tweak you into the directions of where you're going for the next year. Because Saturn is going to be jumping into Aquarius on the 21st. And don't forget, you also have Vista moving into your core. Moving out of your core and into your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem on the 21st. So you may not feel these energies at the very beginning of the month, but as you approach the end of the month, you're seeing the direction of where you're going to start going and what you've been doing wrong so that you could correct them, so that come next year, after Saturn goes retrograde and comes back in, you can really see a potent strength, like that ball of fire growing in the outer community, and how you're going to take it. But it is meant for you to acknowledge these pieces now. So by next year, you've really put shit in order. Okay? Aquarius for you is the 10th house. This is saying you are the rebel within. You already know this higher energy. You already know this. You just have to prep the proper rules, walls, and boundaries to be able to create it in healthy ways. So you're getting a taste of what you need to know to set it into tangible reality in the future and give you the direction of how to do so. You're also going to have Mars coming through, as well as Ceres is here. Ceres is karma and the threefold. She's showing you, okay, Mars is going to be moving in at the end of the month. So you'll be noticing that at the end of the month, starting into the next month, giving you more passion, action, aggression, fire to start to really build on where you're trying to take this stuff in the future. But Ceres, on the 21st, when you move in, when Saturn moves in, is going to start going, this is what you've been neglecting. This is why it's not working. She's teaching you how to nurture it properly by noticing where it's neglected it and why it hasn't grown the way you may have wanted it to. Saturn's coming in, going the rules, walls, and boundaries with what's not nurturing, what's been neglected, and teaching you, like I said, how to shift this so that you can actually start to build the foundation you want in that outer community, bringing you that honor, that reputation, and the outer authority of you to be able to do so. But you're learning the lessons over the next couple months of where you haven't done it right so that you can set it right. So pay attention to the illumination of what's coming in when you do feel like you're getting hit underneath the belt, because that's there on purpose to get you right for the future. That's a very powerful lesson right there. Now, as you come into the 11th house, that's your community. That's the goals, the dreams. Okay, first off, it's the community. It's the large groups, the large memberships, the friends that we keep. And are these large groups, community, and friends that we keep supporting our goals, our dreams, and our ambitions? Because if they're not, they're the wrong fucking people. And you need to get rid of that community and start building a healthier community, which would take it back to those relationships, ethics, morals, and the relationships rules. Because if they are not supporting your self-realization of helping you come into your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, your desires, and helping you strengthen yourself, the relationships with these groups, these people, these larger memberships, these friends, these partnerships, you're learning you need to set new rules, walls, and boundaries. You're setting who needs to be cut away, who needs to allow, and sometimes you have to cut people away, because unless you cut them away, you're not giving room for the healthier new people to come in. And this is all saying, if they're not supporting those goals, dreams, and ambitions, they're not the right people. This is also where Mercury is retrograde. This is Neptune for you. You have all the magic in the world here to help you create everything you want to create. If you're tapping into Neptune's energy, healthy in that creative mystery of magic. But that all is going to depend on where you're taking the communication at this time. And are you communicating what needs to be done? Or are you connecting to old habits, old ways, old versions of what you've thought worked for you? This is where you're breaking the habits. This is where you're breaking the habits that no longer serve you through the communication of, these relationships, this community, these groups, these friends. And are they supporting you truly getting to the depth of who you are, your self-realization, and strengthening those goals, those dreams, those ambitions? Because like I said, you have Mercury retrograde, even though it's going to go into Aquarius, where it's going to be retrograde, up until it goes direct on the 9th, but then it moves back in on the 16th to the community house. So you're learning a major energy right in this energy of your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your social foundation, the authority. How are you becoming the authority of your life? I say all the time, I use it as the Leo energy. You are the king of your kingdom. And if you don't like the way your kingdom is running, then maybe it's time to learn how to be a better king. And this is asking you, what are you doing for the future to make sure that you have a good foundation set solid with no cracks? And it has to also deal with the community and the communication and where and what needs to change for you to receive that, even though you may not actually receive seeing it come into fruition fully until next year, depending on where you are on your path. But it's setting the direction of knowing what has to shift and change so that you're in the direction, you're actually going the right way. It's a very powerful energy, but it has everything to do with that Mercury retrograde and Saturn moving at the end of the month. So this has everything to do with communication, rules, walls, boundaries, self-motivation, karmic lessons, they just said, that will help get you in the right direction. Then we end up with your 12th house. Yeah, I just gave you that look. The 12th house is Aries. It's where a fire begins. It's me first energy. But for you, it's where a fire begins and then smolders in the closet and burns you alive. You have Chiron here and you have Lilith here. Just triggering the shit out of it. The sun is coming into that 12th house, which is illuminating those karmic lessons that you need to learn. The hidden truths of your hidden self and finding its power, bringing its healing, and dominating it. This is your skeletons in the closet. You got to put them to rest. not put them back in the closet. You have to actually take them out, have a conversation with them, figure out what's been fucking you up, and bury it. Like, truly put it to rest, not skeletons in the closet. This is facing the self-undoing, the head chatter, the self-sacrifice of where you put yourself on the back burner through your daily routines, people, places, and energy that you consume every day, of your memberships, your groups, your community. Are they supporting your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, or have you been supporting theirs? Is it fair? Is it balanced? Is it just? Ethics and morals. This is asking you, Chiron and Lilith, to reroute what didn't serve you by letting it go. Stand in your power, reclaim it. Sacral chakra the fuck out of it. Healing. So that solar plexus can truly bring you forward. This is all about those lower chakras learning how to find a new foundation. But in order to do that, you have to get right with that 12th house. And all month long, Lilith asks us why we burn our soul fire, and are we burning for us? Or are we allowing everybody else's fire to put out ours? Don't keep your fire in the closet. This is asking yourself to allow yourself to illuminate. Will you? I love you guys. Bye.